This short video will walk you through how to download an EBSX file for a proposal, create your bid, and submit your bid through the bid submission wizard. This video assumes that you are already logged in to the BidXpress site and are on the Alaska dot&pf homepage. If you look in the top right corner, you can see I'm already logged in as a fake bidder, Alaska Bidder 4. So I'm going to go find my proposal. So I'm going to go to my Lettings tab. I'm going to go to my proposal by clicking on the appropriate letting link. I've got the proposal name on the bottom, so even if there are multiple lettings on the same date, you can distinguish by the name of the proposal. I'm going to click on my link. This takes me to my proposal. Down here I'm going to access my EBSX file and the contract documents by clicking the proposal link. Over on the right, we've got the Also Available, which is a bunch of links to different pages for Alaska dot&pf, as well as Q&A. Down below, we have the Downloads box over here. So this is where your bid packet, your plans, and your specs are. Any other document supplemental information that may be provided will also be here. But right now, we are just going to worry about the EBSX file. So this is what you will need to create your bid. I always right-click on this, and I'm going to save my target as. Now, you can save this onto your desktop. You can save it to a folder. I have created a folder on my desktop for this proposal specifically, NFHWY 00603, so that it's all matching and I know exactly where it is. So I will save. This will set as the file type Astra Project Bids, and I will save my file there. Once I've done that, I will open that folder. I'm just going to minimize BidXpress for right now. Here's my folder, so I'm going to open that, and I'm going to double click to open the EBSX file. And because you have downloaded Astra Project Bids, your contractor information, your digital ID should already be in here. Astra Project Bids will always check for updates and update automatically every time you open it. So it opens up to the basic general tab. Like I said, it's already going to have my bidder information. It's got my bidder ID, which is 04. Your bidder ID will, of course, be your IRIS-generated VSS number. It's got some basic information, letting date, contract ID. The description is to rehabilitate Steel Creek Road. The next tab down the left is the bid schedule. This is where you're going to enter in your unit prices for the bid items. Contingent sums obviously don't calculate out. It's already extended. Items are separated by section, what we're going to call section. So you've got your basic bid, and if there are any additive alternates, those will be considered a different section. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to enter 1 for all of these and tab through. As you can see, the extended amounts auto-calculate, which is really nice. I'm just tabbing through and clicking 1. Also, you can see at the bottom that I've got an item total and a bid total, so it's totaling up my entire bid at the bottom. Also, what we have is a section total. So section total, my section total for basic bid is $230.99, and then my section total for my additive alternate is $57.34. Once I have entered in all my unit prices, I will go down to the bid schedule information tab. This just has some basic information, boilerplate, that it's good for everybody to read and acknowledge. Next, we have bid attachments tab. So if the required documents form that's issued within the bid packet requires any special information, such as if this is an FAA project and you have to submit your Buy American certification at the time of your bid opening, you will attach it here. It's just like browsing and attaching any document on your computer. So you'd browse, I don't know, I've got just a document I can use. It'll upload it. I can say that I'll just say this is Buy American, even though we're doing a federal highways project. And so this attachment will also be submitted and come through to the department with your bid, with your electronic bid. So you can do this for several attachments. If you have more than 8 attachments, there's 8 spots here, you can just combine some documents and then write a long description explaining what it is. If this is a state-funded project, there would be an additional tab here called Bidder Preferences, and it's basically the same thing. It's 3 different attachments because you'll be attaching your certifications, saying that you certify you qualify for Veterans Preference or Alaska Preference, or you're submitting your Alaska Products Preference worksheet. However, for federal projects, that tab does not show up for you. Next, we have addenda acknowledgement. No addenda have been issued yet, but if addenda are issued, which we will cover in another video, you will stop at this tab and acknowledge. Here, you'll put the addenda number and the date issued. Finally, we have the bidder's acknowledgement and certification, not finally. And this is some important language that you have to read. Go all the way down to the bottom. You've got your basic information populated from your profile that you created when you first downloaded the software and created your digital ID. Down here, you will do your signature, which is basically just type in your name. And your same, just as if you were signing, but you're not. And my title is that I am president. And the date. Oops, can't type. 30, tab 18. Okay. Finally, we will go down to the bid guarantee tab. If you are submitting an electronic, you've got an electronic bid bond, you'll select electronic bid bond verification and type your bond ID that was provided to you from the bond clearinghouse and select verify. And you would click which of the 2 bond clearinghouses that your surety agent works with. However, even if you are submitting an electronic bid, you do not need to use electronic bid bonds. You can select any of these different types of bid guarantee that you are going to be submitting by mail or hand delivering to the contracts office to go along with your electronic bid. Once you have finished filling out your bid, you can click the check mark to check your bid. Something very, very important here is that it only checks required fields. So addenda acknowledgement is not a required field. So if there were addenda issued, it would still give you a green check mark, even if you had not acknowledged your addenda in here. That's something to keep in mind. It also will not check for accuracy or for correctness. So if you go up to your bid schedule and you typed in a very large number, it's not going to give you an error for that mistake. So it's very important to check your numbers. However, it will, if you forget to enter a price and you click this, you'll get a red caution sign, and it will also let you know what error is there. So this will let me know I didn't put in a unit price for signs. A value must be entered. I can simply close the screen, go back, it'll tell me in red. I'm going to put $12 for that, and I'll tab out, and that goes away. I can click the check mark, and I'm good to go. Like I said, you're only good to go, though, for required fields. So it's very, very important that you make sure you go through your bid, each of these tabs, make sure it's all filled out accurately and correctly. Once I've finished, I can save my bid. So now anytime I open up this file from my folder here, it will have all this information in it, as well as it will create a folder that will save any attachments that I submitted with my bid. Down here you've got your bid total on the bottom. We are on 100% complete. So next I can submit my bid by using the bid submission wizard. It will walk me through. I'll click next. Next, from the drop-down, I'll select my bidder ID, which should already be in this file, because when you filled it out and you got your digital ID, you'll select your digital ID, and then you'll enter your password. And click next. This lets me know that my bid is ready to be submitted, that I have one attachment. If you do have red caution signs and errors, it will still allow you to submit your bid. So that's a word that you can, it'll pop up to the bid submission wizard telling you that you have insufficient information, you're missing a unit price for an item, but it will not prevent you from ultimately submitting your bid. So I've got all my information, my bid is ready to submit. says my bid has successfully been encrypted and sent to the web server. So now you always want to print your receipt. You want to keep your bid submission receipts. This is your record of when your bid was submitted. I'm going to actually save it in my same file folder with all my other proposal information. So this is a record of my bid submission just for yourself. Now the time on this is in Eastern time because the servers, the Ultimate servers where your encrypted data is held is on the East Coast time. So there's no way they could change that to Alaska time. So you'll save that for your records. Every time you submit your bid, you will print out and save your bid submission receipt. So you may want to change your names, change the name of the file anytime that you resubmit, and finish. And that is downloading an EBSX file, creating and checking your bid, and submitting your bid through the bid submission wizard.